ধন্যবাদ সভাপতি মহোদয়কে তার চমৎকার বিশ্লেষণধর্মী এবং জ্ঞানগর্ভমূলক বক্তব্য প্রদানের জন্য। সম্মানিত সুধী, অনুষ্ঠানের এ পর্যায়ে বক্তব্য রাখবেন প্রধান আলোচক জনাব মোহসেন আল আরিশি, ঔপন্যাসিক, কায়রো, মিশর। মোহসেন আল আরিশি 1955 সালের 17 মার্চ গিজা শহরে জন্মগ্রহণ করেন। তিনি কায়রো বিশ্ববিদ্যালয় থেকে আইনে স্নাতক পাশ করেন। পরে তিনি শরিয়া বিষয়ে স্নাতকোত্তর এবং ইন্টারন্যাশনাল ইনস্টিটিউট ফর মাস কমিউনিকেশন নয়াদিল্লি ভারত থেকে স্নাতকোত্তর ডিপ্লোমা করেন। পেশাগত জীবনে মোহসেন আল আরিশি একজন সাংবাদিক। তিনি মধ্যপ্রাচ্যের প্রাচীনতম ইংরেজি ভাষী দৈনিক মিশরীয় গেজেটের ব্যবস্থাপনা সম্পাদক হিসেবে কাজ করেছেন। 2 দশকেরও বেশি সময় ধরে মিশরীয় গেজেটে একটি সাপ্তাহিক কলম লিখেছেন এবং 20 বছর ধরে মিশরীয় সংস্কৃতি মন্ত্রণালয়ের শিল্প প্রকাশনা সম্পাদক ও অনুবাদক ছিলেন। তিনি টানা 2 বছর মার্কিন যুক্তরাষ্ট্রের একটি প্রকাশনা সংস্থা হার্পার কলেজে কাজ করেছেন। তিনি মিশরের প্রাদেশিক সংবাদপত্র আল খলিফা এর প্রাক্তন বোর্ড চেয়ারম্যান এবং সম্পাদক এবং প্রকাশিত ট্যুরিজম 2000 ম্যাগাজিনের ব্যবস্থাপনা সম্পাদক ছিলেন বাহরাইনে। তিনি 2006 সালে মিশরের প্রেস সিন্ডিকেটের পুরস্কার জিতেছেন। ইরাকে মার্কিন আগ্রাসন নিয়ে সেরা নিবন্ধ এবং রাজনৈতিক বিশ্লেষণের জন্য। এর আগে তিনি বাংলাদেশের ইতিহাসের ওপর আরবি ভাষায় তার প্রথম প্রকাশ করেন হাসিনা আকাইক ও আশাতির, যার বাংলায় একটি অনুদিত অনুলিপি রয়েছে, শেখ হাসিনা যে রূপকথা নয়। বাংলা একাডেমি থেকে এছাড়াও তিনি ইংরেজিতে শেখ হাসিনার জীবনের ওপরে একটি এপিক নোভেল ডিজাইন ডেস্টিনি, দ্য লিজেন্ড অফ দ্য ফাদার আর ডটার অ্যান্ড হলিবন প্রকাশিত হয়েছে। বর্তমানে তিনি আরবি ও ইংরেজিতে আরও 2টি উপন্যাস প্রকাশের জন্য প্রস্তুত করেছেন। আমি প্রধান আলোচক মহোদয়কে তার বক্তব্য উপস্থাপনের জন্য বিনীত অনুরোধ জানাচ্ছি।
Assalamu alaikum. Allow me to welcome distinguished guests sitting here and also young people sitting in front of me. I always consider young people the future. So I'm very happy that the future is listening to me. And I am sure you have a dream and you are fighting, not doing your best, you are fighting to realize your dream as your leadership. I mean your leader, Honorable Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, give you an example. It gives me honor for having me with you to mark this great day in which Shaheed Sheikh Russel was born 60 years ago. Allow me also to share you some of my impressions and understanding of the story of a 10-year-old child who, since his birth, had struck fears at the hearts of Pakistani army generals and their accomplices here in this country. Also allow me to offer my deep respect to you, the Bengali people and youth, for rising above your sorrows. Under leadership of Honorable Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, Shaheed Sheikh Russel's sister, the anniversary of the birth of Shaheed Sheikh Russel has no longer been a day for mourning, no longer being a day for mourning and memorial activities. Together with your leader, Sheikh Hasina, you have turned the birthday and his tradition, the birthday of Shaheed Sheikh Russel, to a day in which you dream of better and more prosperous future for new generations, and drawing broader smile on the faces of your children. And that was what Sheikh Hasina had achieved. You should be proud that you are giving other nations. You should be proud that you are giving other nations, which are experiencing the tragedy you have been put through before, the example that tragedies can be turned to opportunities, and a bright and prosperous future can be created from sorrows and sadness. You gave this example because I don't think there is a nation underwent what you had and experienced until you gained your experience, your independence in 1970s. So my special thanks to Mr. Al Hadi. He was the first person to draw my attention to the tragedy of Sheikh Russel and the true meaning behind his sacrifice. At that time, it was not in my mind to write something about this story. It was not in my mind at all. To research, I was interested, so I decided to do research. I had to go to the archives of local newspapers in my country because I was curious. What the story of Bangladesh, its liberation war, the mass killing of Sheikh Hasina's family, and also the assassination of, or the killing of her youngest brother. So I went to the archives of local newspapers, all local newspapers in Egypt, which supposedly chronicled the liberation war in Bangladesh. There was nothing. I also searched for any Arabic book interested in Sheikh Russel's tragedy, but my disappointment was bigger. Not mentioned. To my great surprise, it was the Holy Quran which satisfied my curiosity. It was our holy book, I mean the holy text, which tells us the story that Sheikh Russel was not the first child to be chased and hunted by dictators and killers, fearing that he would grow one day and oust them from power, end their injustices and repression and dictatorship. According to the Holy Quran, it was Egypt's Pharaoh, and I'm sure that many of you know this story very well in the Holy Text. It was Egypt's Pharaoh who was the first evil despot, evil dictator, to chase children, including Prophet Moses, and kill them to protect his throne. Also, this is very important and very interesting, the Quran draws my attention that Sheikh Hasina's homecoming was not a personal decision. I don't think that to send a woman to a nation of 75 million people at that time, I mean the Bangladesh nation, it was not a personal decision, especially she received death threats. Her enemy told her, if you came back, you were lucky to escape death. We finished all your family members, but if you dare to come back, you are going to be buried in the same mass grave of your family. So, no one in her position, especially she's a woman, would think twice whether to go back or whether to stay abroad for her safety. So, there was a known voice inside her which encouraged her to return to her country and do her best to save her nation and also the children, especially when her youngest brother was also killed. So, the Quran draws my attention that Sheikh Hasina's homecoming was not a personal decision, never. I don't believe that it was her decision, I'm going back home to, anyone can think that she decided to go back and avenge herself. But no. The situation was very difficult. The tragedy has greater dimensions. A woman cannot overcome such challenges, a woman. But there was a voice inside her telling her to go back home and save her nation from the evil despots. You know, here, in this situation, Pharaoh was replaced. Pharaoh in the past, during the time of Prophet Moses, but was replaced by another dictator. But the same culture of killing children, killing people, raping women and girls, the same culture, you know, generation after generation. There was a voice inside her, I mean inside Sheikh Hasina, telling her to go back home and save her nation from the evil despots and their extremist accomplices. I came to this interesting conclusion when I read in the Quran that when Allah the Almighty requested his prophet Moses to go to Egypt's Pharaoh to save children of Israel, Moses did not return alone. Note this. Allah the Almighty sent his brother along with him. Moses is a man, so Allah sent his brother with him. Likewise, when the mysterious voice inside Sheikh Hasina urged her to return to her country, her sister, Sheikh Hasina is a woman, so this time her sister, not brother, not father, not cousin, Moses was a man, so his brother supported him, encouraged him. So I appreciate the role played by Sheikh Rihana in the history of her country. Likewise, when the mysterious voice inside Sheikh Hasina urged her to return to her country, her sister Sheikh Rihana was sent with her. The point is clear, and I think you agree. I'm not going far in my thinking, in my intellectual deliberations about the comparison between what happened during the time of Prophet Moses and during the time of Sheikh Hasina's decision to return. I think that if Sheikh Hasina was the only survivor of her family massacre, she would lose her mind. You imagine that a woman lost all her family and she is the only survivor. So she would lose her mind. She doesn't have anyone of her family member to interact, to talk, to share memories, to talk about their childhood. But Allah, Rahim, Allah is the merciful. She would lose her mind, being lonely and companionless. She would talk to the walls, because there is no one beside her. Allah the Merciful sent Sheikh Rihana. This is very interesting, very important. You have great history. But unfortunately, not mentioned in Arabic. Alhamdulillah, I think I am the first to talk about in Arabic, to publish the 2 books now in Arabic, to highlight the great history of great chapters in the history of humanity. I mean, the liberation war in Bangladesh, the massacre of Sheikh Hasina's family, and how she led her nation to rise above sorrows, to rise above tragedies, and there is always a bright light, not just a light, a bright light in the dark tunnel. She had a dream and shared her dream with you and succeeded. Allah the Merciful sent Sheikh Rihana to be her sister's companion and support in Sheikh Hasina's homecoming and struggle to end her people's sufferings. Such similarities in the Holy Quran prompted me when I came to this conclusion, I decided to write about Sheikh Russel and his sister and his aunt, Sheikh Rahman. I decided to write immediately. I made up my mind. I decided to write, Quran prompted me to write a book on Shaheed Sheikh Russel to be the first book in Arabic in the Arab region. This gives me honor. By the way, allow me to tell you something interesting. It was my son who is sitting there, who suggested the book's title, When They Assassinated the Moon. After reading it, he read the book, and also my family members read it. They were touched. They couldn't imagine. Really. They couldn't imagine that some people would be so careless, so savage. After reading it, he came to me saying, "Father, why not name this book When They Assassinated the Moon? The first title, which it was in my mind, was The Story of Sheikh Russel, of Martyr Russel." When I argued with him, he said, "Father, look at his face and his smile. He looks like a moon." I accepted his idea, accepted his point, and decided to name the book When They Assassinated. And special thanks again to Mr. Al Hadi, because my son told me, "Father, I want to attend such an event, to know about Sheikh Russel, to know about, interact with young people in Bangladesh." So I asked Mr. Al Hadi if there is opportunity for my son to attend the event and attend the 16th birthday of Sheikh Russel. I appreciate. Thank you, Mr. Hadi, so much. So, yes. He fulfilled his request. So this is the story behind my book, When They Assassinated the Moon. Finally, I would like to say again that I'm very happy that the hall is packed with young people. It's packed with young people. I mean with the future. Now I'm watching or seeing in front of me the future of Bangladesh. And I'm sure you have a dream as your leader told me. Thank you so much. Thank you.